Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news, so let's talk about the current state of the Cleveland Browns and the coaching situation that's been making waves, especially after a tough week. Kevin Stefanski, the head coach since 2020, has found himself under a lot of scrutiny lately. Since taking over after Freddie Kitchens' single season in 2019, Stefanski has had his share of ups and downs, but this season has been particularly challenging. Fans are starting to question whether he's the right guy to lead Cleveland towards the success we all crave, especially after some questionable decisions and poor performances on the field. The recent blowout loss to the Chicago Bears, a staggering 31-3 defeat, has only intensified those doubts. It's not just about the score, it's about the way the game unfolded, the mistakes that seemed almost inexplicable, and the way the team appeared disorganized and unprepared. One of the most talked about incidents was the Shedeur Sanders wristband fiasco, which became a symbol of the Browns' struggles this season. Shedeur Sanders, the young and talented quarterback, was mistakenly given the wrong wristband during the first quarter, which disrupted his rhythm and possibly affected his performance. Stefanski addressed the situation in the post-game press conference, saying it was a miscommunication early on that was quickly fixed. But many fans felt that this was just another example of the team's lack of focus and organization. Sanders himself explained that the card just fell out on the sideline, and that was it. But in the heat of the game, the optics looked disastrous. It's hard not to see this as a reflection of the larger issues within the Browns' coaching staff and game management. The fact that a rookie QB's wristband mishap became a headline speaks volumes about how fragile and disorganized things have been. Fans are starting to wonder if Stefanski's leadership is enough to turn this around, especially given the other questionable calls and clock management issues we've seen in recent games. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. NFL insiders like Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero have weighed in on Stefanski's future with the Browns. They've made it clear that the franchise is quietly evaluating his performance, especially given his 6-25 record over the last 2 seasons. That's a tough pill to swallow for fans who remember the promise of the Browns' roster, especially after some promising seasons in the past. The question is, if Cleveland decides to move on from Stefanski, who's waiting in the wings? The rumors suggest that he could become a top candidate elsewhere, but that's more about his reputation prior to this season. Right now, he's under serious pressure, and many fans believe he's not showing the leadership or tactical acumen needed at this stage of his coaching career. And let's be honest, the criticism isn't just about Stefanski. Many fans are frustrated with the overall management of the team, especially with how the roster has been built. Andrew Berry, the GM, continues to get a pass from some, but others are fed up. They argue that the Browns have one of the worst QB and WR rooms in the league, and that Berry's drafts and signings haven't lived up to expectations. It's hard to ignore the fact that the Browns' offensive weapons haven't been performing at the level fans expect, and that the defense sometimes looks lost on crucial plays. The fans' frustration boils down to a sense that the franchise isn't moving in the right direction. There's this feeling that Cleveland should be competing for the playoffs every year, especially considering the talent on the roster. But instead, it seems like we're caught in this cycle of mediocrity, with coaching decisions and roster management holding us back. Many have pointed out that the argument that Stefanski would immediately get another job is getting tiresome. Remember Joe Woods? Remember Freddie Kitchens? The NFL is a tough league, and just because someone has been a head coach before doesn't mean they're automatically the right fit for the next gig. Fans are calling for a more critical eye. Maybe it's time to seriously consider whether Stefanski is the guy to lead Cleveland back to glory. Now, let's look at the players. Shedeur Sanders, this young quarterback with a lot of potential, was at the center of the recent controversy, but he's also seen as a bright spot for the future. Many Browns fans have been following his progress, hoping he could bring some fresh energy and talent to the team, but the wristband mishap was a setback. That said, NFL lore is full of stories where young players learn from their mistakes and come back stronger. Sanders' attitude seems positive, and he's got the talent to be a difference maker if given the right coaching and support. Meanwhile, the Browns are still trying to figure out their identity on offense and defense. The offense, led at times by Deshaun Watson, needs consistency. Watson's been a roller coaster with flashes of brilliance mixed with costly turnovers. The team's inability to capitalize on scoring opportunities or to close out games has been a recurring theme. On defense, players like Myles Garrett continue to be bright spots, but even he has expressed frustration at times, especially when the team's scheme doesn't seem to give him enough help. The defense has been inconsistent, and that's a reflection of coaching and scheme adjustments that haven't panned out. Fans are also keeping a close eye on the upcoming draft and free agency. The Browns have a valuable pick in the upcoming draft, and there's speculation about whether they'll target a new quarterback, an offensive lineman, or maybe even a playmaker on defense. The goal is clear. Cleveland needs to build a more complete team that can compete at a higher level, especially in the AFC North, which is becoming more competitive every year. The Bengals, Ravens, and Steelers are all strong contenders, and the Browns can't afford to fall behind. Looking ahead, the season's remaining games will be critical. Will Kevin Stefanski be coaching the Browns next year? That's still up in the air, but the pressure is mounting. Fans are divided, some still backing him and hoping for a turnaround, while others believe a fresh start is necessary. What's certain is that Cleveland needs to get its act together quickly if they want to salvage this season and set the foundation for future success. The talent is there, but execution and leadership are the keys. As always, the Browns faithful are passionate and loyal, and that's what makes this team special. We've seen flashes of greatness in the past, and hope is never lost. But right now, it's about holding the team accountable, demanding better coaching, better game management, and a roster that reflects the potential we all see. The AFC North is no joke, and if Cleveland wants to get back to the top, they'll need to tighten up and show some real fight in the weeks ahead. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. Let's keep the passion alive and support our team through thick and thin. We're in this together, and I believe the Browns can turn things around. It's just a matter of time and the right moves. Stay loyal, stay loud, and let's keep believing in our Browns.